Wow, can you believe that Wave 4 of the DLC is officially out? I had such a blast playing all the new tracks with you all just a few hours ago, and I can't wait to do it all again very soon. Greetings everyone, I'm Swiftjar.
Hello!
And this is the 4th episode of my Booster Course Pass ranking series. As we've done with each episode so far, we're going to be picking up the tier list where we left off. This means by the end of this ranking, we would have ranked every course in the DLC so far on one entire tier list. Wave 4 has completely blown my expectations out of the water, in terms of quality that is. None of the tracks in my opinion are subpar. However, I must specify that this ranking is my tier list. So if I don't place a particular course in a tier that you're fond of, I do apologise, but remember, I do enjoy every course here. In terms of video structure, we will quickly restate my tier list ranking and adjust it accordingly to how I feel currently. We will then go through each Wave 4 track in the order they appear on the select screen, and rank them individually in 1 of 6 tiers, with S being the best and F being the worst. We will then conclude with an overall tier list recap of the entire DLC so far. To better navigate the video, you can utilise the timestamps below. You can even use them to skip to the giveaway at the end, but small hint, just be subscribed and you'll be part of the giveaway regardless. Rightio, as per the previous episode, the tier list currently looks like this. As of right now, my opinion has just slightly changed, and I'll be adjusting the courses accordingly to coincide with my present feelings. Therefore, I'll be moving 3DS Rainbow Road to the bottom of the S tier. I'll also be moving Ninja Hideaway just above Maple Tree Way. The rest, I'm actually pretty happy with. Now in the words of Anakin Skywalker, this is where the fun begins. Let's get into the Wave 4 ranking. Starting off Wave 4's DLC is the Fruit Cup, and the first course we are presented with here is Amsterdam Drift. Being a Mario Kart Tour player, I was very familiar with Amsterdam Drift coming into Wave 4. As per its naming convention, it's another city track based on Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Being familiar with all 3 routes in Mario Kart Tour's version, I can honestly say that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's version is the best by far. It combines all the variants in Tour into one big grand adventure. I simply just love exploring the real life locations, and of course all their iconic landmarks, and Amsterdam does not disappoint here. The track takes you through the Zaanstrecht, the streets of central Amsterdam, the canals, and of course the beautiful Tulip Field. In particular, I really love in the last lap how you have to race through oncoming traffic. I really like when the city tracks do this. Overall, Amsterdam Drift is a great city track. I'm going to be placing it in the B tier, just above London Loop. I also have to make mention of the music rendition. I find it really good, and I actually prefer it over Mario Kart Tour's version. The second course in the Fruit Cup is GBA's Riverside Park. All I can say here is wow. This track is unrecognisable from its original Super Circuit debut. I had a sneak peek of this track in Mario Kart Tour, and that blew my expectations out of the water when it was released. Riverside Park is based on its Mario Kart Tour remake of the track, although with greatly enhanced visuals. Aside from the visuals though, not a whole lot has changed in terms of gameplay. The most notable change is that Patuis have now been added into the course, and they appear as enemies. They can be seen blowing dash mushrooms and bananas that can be collected by players if hit with an item. Details like this make the jungle feel so much more alive. I also like the change of the skybox, which has now been altered to adhere to the beautiful sunrise theme, creating a much more realistic atmosphere compared to Mario Kart Tour. The water also looks strikingly similar to that of GBA Boo Lake's remake, and it looks fantastic in this track as well. This is simply how you remake a track. The track layout is almost identical to the original GBA version, keeping us purists happy, yet adding so much more epic inclusions such as the cave section and the waterfall. I also love how they kept the animal noises from the original, and the music rendition is once again awesome. All the GBA tracks so far on the DLC have been hits for me, but this is by far the best. I'm going to be placing Riverside Park at the very top of the A tier, just above Coconut Mall. Taking us to the third track in the Fruit Cup, we have DK Summit. DK Summit is set in a winter sports resort, on top of a snow-capped mountain. This track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is based on its Mario Kart Tour rendition of the track, but it does bring back some very welcome features from the Wii. Aside from the enhanced visuals, not a whole lot has changed in terms of gameplay. It's still the DK Summit that we all know and love. I'm extremely glad they brought back the snowfall in this track from the Wii, and also the big monitor down at the half-pipe section too. It's pretty simple. If you're a fan of DK Summit on the Wii or Tour, you're definitely going to be a fan of it here in the DLC. The only element from the original that I truly do miss is the fog element, where it would start foggy and by the end of the track the sunshine would come through. Despite that though, this track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a banger. Therefore, I'm going to be placing it in the A tier, just above Coconut Mall. This takes us to the final track in the Fruit Cup, being the brand new track Yoshi's Island. Full transparency, my expectations for this track were super unrealistic prior to it being announced, and that was based on all the data mines. Yet, this track has simply blown my expectations out of the water. A quick backstory. The first game I ever played growing up was SNES Super Mario World, and it was very soon followed by Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. As a fan of the series, I can honestly say that this track is a love letter to this franchise. Nintendo have simply taken the world of Yoshi's Island and brought it into full 3D life. This track features the same environments, enemies, and even sounds from the original game. It is a true testament to Nintendo's skill that they've managed to make this conversion from 2D to 3D, and they've done it flawlessly. I genuinely could not speak any more highly of this track. A moment that seriously had me smiling is hitting the wing cloud and going over the staircase through the gold ring. I have to make a special mention of the music at the conclusion of this track. It is simply amazing hearing the original sound from Yoshi's Island. Even Yammers02 from the Swift Cafe Discord agrees with me. Be sure you're in the Swift Cafe Discord server to jump in on all the Wave 4 discussion, and where we're doing time trial competitions for Wave 4. You can find your invitation along with my Twitter handle down in the description below. Yoshi's Island is my favourite track of the Booster Course Pass so far. It's probably heavily impacted by my childhood nostalgia, but either way, it's racing straight into the top of the S tier for me. This brings us to the Boomerang Cup, and the first course we are presented with here is Bangkok Rush. This course is the second city track in Wave 4, and as per its naming convention, it is based on Bangkok, the capital city of Thailand. Much like Amsterdam Drift, I was very familiar with all three Mario Kart Tour variants of Bangkok Rush. Despite my familiarity with all the variants, this track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is definitely the best version of Bangkok Rush. It combines all the variants in Tour into one big grand adventure. The sunset and southern Asian environment from Bangkok is just purely magical, as it takes racers on a journey through iconic landmarks in Bangkok. In particular, I love racing through the river, the train night market, and flying over the giant swing and Democracy Monument. This track seriously makes me want to go and book a ticket to Bangkok. I couldn't speak any higher of this city track. The only slight negative for this track for me is the fact that they removed the ink piranha plants. Despite that though, I'm still going to be placing Bangkok Rush in the A category, just above Peach Gardens. The second track in the Boomerang Cup is DS Mario Circuit. DS Mario Circuit is exactly what you can expect from a Mario Circuit, a simple loop-to-loop racing circuit. This rendition of DS Mario Circuit has undergone numerous visual upgrades and a few alterations since its debut in Mario Kart DS. I really love how they incorporated some elevation into this course, and the inclusion of a brand new forest section is definitely the most exciting change to this track. Another new addition that I really love in this version is the Wigglers. Lap 1 there's no Wiggler in the forest, lap 2 you can see a sleeping Wiggler, and lap 3 the Wiggler is definitely awake and is walking on the road. Dynamic changes like this drastically improves my enjoyment with simple courses like DS Mario Circuit. I don't dislike DS Mario Circuit, but it's definitely the weakest link of Wave 4. I just wish they incorporated some type of dynamic lap change, a bit like how Peach Gardens did. Either way, this is definitely the best version of DS Mario Circuit to date, and for me, it's going straight in the D tier, just above SNES Mario Circuit 3. Now we get to a huge fan favourite being Waluigi Stadium, and I tell you what, it doesn't disappoint. Waluigi Stadium is the first Double Dash representation in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and in my opinion, it is the best remake graphically in the Booster Course Pass so far. Straight up, this is the best rendition of Waluigi Stadium to date. The stadium has clearly gotten some toadstool funding as it has been completely redesigned, and it looks like a new modern stadium, lit up by yellow and purple LED lights. To show off the new lights, Waluigi's been sure to make the race now take place at night, rather than the usual sunset in the past. To be completely transparent, I actually prefer the sunset from the past, but the nighttime looks just as good. There's also been 2 new elevated paths that have been created. These are both only accessible by performing tricks off half pipes. Both paths involve anti-gravity, and the second path adds spin boost pillars and a glide ramp. All the charm from the original Waluigi Stadium is still here, even including the screaming crowd when performing a trick. The only thing that is truly missing is the dancing signs from the original. All in all, this track is an absolute blast to race on. It is heading straight into the S tier for me, just above Maple Treeway. This takes us to the final track of the Boomerang Cup, being Singapore Speedway. Like Amsterdam Drift and Bangkok Rush, Singapore Speedway has 3 separate routes in Mario Kart Tour. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's version of Singapore Speedway fuses all 3 variants together, and it does it flawlessly. It has racers taking a journey through iconic landmarks in Singapore, and at night time as well. I really love racing through the Marina Bay Sands, the Garden by the Bay, the Helix Bridge, and going through Chinatown. Something unique about Singapore Speedway is that it employs different music when drivers are in Chinatown. Singapore Speedway straight up sets the standard for city tracks in the future. It is going straight in the A tier for me, just above Choco Mountain. And there we have it, folks. This is my overall thoughts on a tier list ranking for Wave 4. Let me know down in the comments section if your tier list would be any different from mine, and how you're enjoying Wave 4 so far. Nintendo has seriously been lifting the quality with every new wave, and Wave 4 for me is the best so far. Also, how good is it that we're getting 5 more characters from the new menu screen? That is seriously awesome. If you enjoyed the video, it'd be much appreciated if you could leave a like and subscribe.
Thank you!
It lets me know that you're enjoying the Mario Kart content and want to see more. We'll also be giving away another $30 eShop voucher once this channel hits 8,000 subscribers. To be part of the giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel. That's it. And finally, a massive shout out goes to all our members. All membership purchases are extremely valued, and I appreciate it beyond words. Until next time, take care and goodbye.